That fucking NES game.
They want that purple stuff.
Actually, we could do a sequel to Dragon's Requiem, that medieval adventure we had on the NES. Fuck it, I got an idea.
Make Fire Emblem too.
No, this wasn't Fire Emblem. I have an idea though. Since I can do multi-genre now, there's something kind of special that I want to test out. Let's see. Medieval works. Medieval. Adventure, of course, is the best idea for a medieval game. But what could work with it as well? Action or RPG, of course. Is there anything else that could work? Maybe strategy? Nah. Let's do an action adventure game for everyone. It's a medium game. Dragon's Rage is the sequel to Dragon's Requiem. We're gonna put this on the PS2 because that thing owns the market right now. The market is its bitch.
So the Xbox came out November 15th, 2001. The PlayStation 2 came out October 26th, 2000.
So Microsoft was just like, fuck that, we gotta stay back.
Now, there's nothing on the Wikipedia article that says that they released that late specifically then. But they do have a nod to say that this was the first console offered by an American company after the Atari Jaguar stopped sales in 1996.
Well then.
So think about that for a second. For 6 years, Japan was like the main people selling video games.
Yep.
That's almost frightening to think about.
Yeah, it kinda is. Okay, we're gonna have to start really getting, like, inventive with how we do this, because now that we're doing with dual genres, I don't think there's really gonna be one point that is gonna be really, like...
Also, I just noticed how much money you have.
Yeah, we got a lot from that last game.
Where did that money come from? You only had, like, 4.4 before.
Mysterious invaders.
Where did the other 24 million come from?
It came from that one game, Mysterious Invaders.
How? It says that you only sold 2.4 million units.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make any damn sense.
Yes. That doesn't answer my question. I know.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
A Q? That's not a vowel.
Okay. Salazar, yep. I'll stay back and work on gameplay.
Excuse me, can I get a Q? Another Q? A third Q? And the Batman symbol. Okay, none of that is going to help you with the puzzle, but you are still free to try and solve it. Is it fun and fancy-free? Oh my god, you got it.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. Alright, I'd like to see you try. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Correct! What? I give up.
If the answer isn't 9, I'm out.
It reminds me of the goddamn... whatchamacallit? It reminds me of those goddamn like clips of Steve Harvey on Family Feud just done with the answers that pop up. So, name something that gets passed around. A joint.
Name something you put in your mouth but don't swallow.
A lollipop.
Ding!
Gum.
And then there was I love the clip from Whose Line, where it's just saying, name something you can say to your dog, but you can't say to your wife. And then the audience would ooh, and then somebody just walks up and goes, "Come."
Oh! I was not expecting that today.
Jesus Christ. Also, there's an article from the Nintendo of Canada rep.
Canada?
Canada? Yeah, remember them.
Ridge
friend
Racer.
from
Remember those guys?
Also, the Zelda DLC is coming out. Is getting announced next month, not coming out.
Mysterious Invaders is now off the market. It sold 2.4 million units, generating 27 million in sales. What? What was it? Packaged in like 3 different CDs? Was this episodic? Oh god.
No, but this is still This still is the early 2000s,
True.
and it was only until it was around this time when games stopped being super expensive.
Also true.
So remember, back in the old days, if you want a Chrono Trigger, you needed to pay $80.
$80.
Nowadays, you can get that game for $5.
Uh-huh.
Metroid Prime Federation Force is arguably the black sheep of the franchise. From the initial reveal to release, things did not go well for the game. Unfortunately, it was just not received warmly in the slightest. Nintendo of Canada communications manager Andrew Collins commented on the game's reception as part of an interview with EP Network. In his view, Federation Force was a great package, and fans were particularly critical since Samus was in the focus. Collins' full words are as follows. It was a great package. You had Blast Ball, which was this really interesting 3-player sci-fi football. Then you also had Federation Force, a separate game itself, which was this 4-player bounty hunter game. And it's a shame because it didn't feature Samus. Fans were very, very critical. Samus appears a tiny bit much later in the game, and so because of that, it was seen that we don't want this version. Get rid of it. Give us the one that we want. And it's unfortunate for Federation Force because it got a bad rap. It wasn't the game which people felt it was. And then Nintendo Everything says, Federation Force has been around for over a year. For those who played it, how do you feel about the game?
New research available. Video playback and a soundtrack. So now we can get official soundtracks. We can make sick rips.
And then somebody goes, that ending though, hashtag more Solix, hashtag Metroid Prime Federation Force. Or Silex, however you say his name.
Silex, I guess. Let's research a soundtrack. I could use a soundtrack.
I'm still curious about who Triforce that I was talking about.
The first reviews for our newly released game, Dragon's Rage, have come in. Oh! Ooh, that's not good.
I listened back to the 2016 discussion, and because I didn't want to spoil it for people who wanted to still play the game, I was being coy in saying it's just like and then there's the ending where there's a certain person that's gotten built up over the course of the games that finds a Metroid, and that's going to be interesting to see. And then Triforce goes, "Is this who I think it is?" It's like it might be. And then he said, "Is it Rundis?" I'm like, "No."
What? Rundis is dead, Triforce. God damn it! Rundis is dead.
Like, he's like, "No, this guy premiered in Hunters." He's like, "Ah."
Okay, we would like to point out that Triforce's first, he did guess the whole Junko thing in Danganronpa solely based upon the fact that Mukuro and Junko share the exact same bust size and other dimensions.
What are you talking about?
Danganronpa.
Well, then I have literally no idea what you're talking about then.
What he's basically telling me is that Triforce was able to figure out that somebody was disguised as someone else because of their breasts.
Yes. But most importantly,
that tells me a lot about what the people in this group's attention is. Because goddamn MGM, the first thing he pointed out when we were watching the Switch, well, it was a normal direct, but it was mostly Switch stuff. A couple months ago was, why does Lynn's breast jiggle? And I didn't even. How do you what?
The focus was supposed to be on the fact that he tends to guess people coming back to life as a certain plot point quite commonly, and when it actually does it, he's usually right.
You know what? I'm gonna take a generic route. We're gonna make a military simulation strategy game because I know how to make this work easily and get us a lot of money.
Yeah.
I dubbed this game
Generic McAverage.
No.
Game number 21.
Exactly. Game number
Please.
21.
Please, before we end the stream, just keep that as the game, and then pick whatever it is you want to like. Take everything else seriously, but don't change the name of the game.
It's gonna be for mature audiences. And you know what? No, I'm gonna do something special for this one.
We're gonna call it Modern Combat.
Yes, Modern Combat.
It's a military simulation game with strategy.
You're gonna go on the PC because the PC always works for rated M games. Game number 21, medium. 2D graphics version 3 or 3D graphics version 2? 3D graphics.
Now, are you going to make Kingdom Hearts?
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, but that's so great.
Yes, but it's also a really fucking absurd idea, and I don't think I could even do anything close to that in terms of this limitation. In terms of the limitations of this.
I can't wait for the Wii. I can't wait for the Wii U and PS3 and Xbox 360 era, so that we could then ask for SMT Crossfire Emblem.
Oh boy. Okay, let's see.
Maybe we can make it be actually good.
Have you even played the game, Jacob?
I mean, TMS is really good. It's a very fun.
Okay.
Look, say what you really want to say. You want an official crossover, not a game that is its own thing.
Yeah, I want an official crossover.
Then don't just call it a bad game.
I'm just stuck in the like, how would it play? Like, what aspect would get more attention to it?
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm glad they didn't make it a crossover.
Because to me, it says, like, what do you do? Do you pick one, or do you try to mix in both?
Have you heard of a game called Devil Survivor?
Yes, and that works for that, but this isn't you fighting a gaggle of demons. This is you trying to fight a bunch of like infantry and other like people and sort of things. I guess there could be people that also use demons. So it's like it would have to switch to like SMT Nocturne, which would seem really jarring when the only Fire Emblem bit is just that you move on a map, or move on a gridded map.
Well, why don't we, okay.
And then also, how would hub worlds work? Would there be a world outside of this, or would it be chapter to chapter?
Hang on.
Do you even explore any areas at all?
I was gonna go into
the questions that come up when people say that they should be two games smushed together. I say, cool. How would that work?
Okay, so we know we can pull off like going for a So SMT usually uses multiple kinds of physical types. So we transition those into essentially being a sort of weapon triangle.
That's not a triangle. That's gonna be a fucking dodecahedron.
No, weapon types literally. No,
the dodecahedron.
I believe you made that up.
Dodecahedron is a 12-sided mathematical figure. Look it up. It's a thing.
Also,
I'm gonna look up what this Eldritch abomination of shapes looks like.
Dodecahedron.
So, when I say weapon types, we use in SMT we're just referring to bash, pierce, and slash.
Okay, good. For a second, I thought you were gonna be just like physical can beat magic, magic can beat gun, gun can beat physical. I'm like, what the fuck?
That would make no sense whatsoever.
I'm glad that I'm glad that you like elaborated on that. Also, I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't expecting to see like the most polygonal golf ball ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
Dodecahedron. Who named this?
Someone who did not give a shit. What the? Oh god damn it! It's fucking Nigerian investor scam. No, thank you. Decline.
I would like to give you some of the money that's in my bank.
I know about the Nigerian prince scam, and I have not fallen for that shit.
You know, I know something that's really stupid.
What?